Right foot, left foot, backboard, swish. The swish hardly ever came when I first played basketball. The hoop seemed to touch the skies, and the ball was an orange boulder to my small 11-year-old frame. Despite my lack of inherent talent, I trekked out to a neighboring park every day to mimic the moves of my favorite players. The gravel basketball court destroyed my first pair of kicks, the KG bounce, but they knew to hold together until I could attain that swish. Basketball always was my favorite sport, but as a kid, it was only just a game to me. The gravitational pull of the sport didn't register until I was forced to confront the possibility that basketball was all that some people had in life. Before my senior year of high school, my basketball coach shared with me an opportunity to do service work in rural China. The trip entailed teaching kids the game of basketball for a couple of weeks. Never one to miss out on a chance to travel abroad and play basketball, I seized the opportunity, not thinking of the trip as anything more than an avenue to play basketball. After a long train ride from downtown Beijing to a rural province on the outskirts of the capital, my volunteer team was exhausted and in no mood to work in the hot sun all day. I was only outside for 10 minutes, but sweat already devoured my entire shirt. I hastily reached for my second bottle of water when the first whistle sounded and the basketball camp organizer ushered the first batch of basketball hopefuls toward me. Seeing the kids' excitement to play basketball energized us, and we immediately set out to work. As I held a weathered basketball the size of a soccer ball, the kids from the remote province of China waddled around me for directions. My jet black hair and yellow hue skin tone probably led the kids to believe I was of Chinese ethnicity. When I told them my name in English, the kids stared back at me, perplexed that I had a name so difficult to pronounce. After a few attempts at pronouncing my name, the kids seemed to have given up and enthusiastically shouted at me in Chinese for the next basketball drill instead. I responded by organizing them in lines for layup drills. I gently laid the basketball into the netless rim that was a whole foot too low and turned around to see a dozen pair of googly eyes. The kids clapped in unison for me, and all of my internal grumblings about the heat instantly evaporated at the sight of their pure joy for basketball. Right foot, left foot, backboard, swish. The meticulous bouncing of the basketballs was only muffled by the shrieks of joyous laughter from the marbled children on the gravel court. Although the shots mostly ended up sailing over the backboard or clanking off the bottom of the rim, I extended a high five towards them for trying. On the last day of the 2-week-long camp, I sat all the kids down and extended a high five to every single kid. Upon high-fiving the last kid, the kids rushed into the building and came out 10 minutes later with a hastily drawn yet beautifully rendered signature for my name on a small blue piece of paper. As I held the paper in my hand, a feeling of bliss overwhelmed me. Basketball was all that they had, but it meant everything to them. They were enthusiastic about life, despite not having many material possessions. Perhaps my basketball coach knew best. Pure happiness simply cannot be bought.